Intro.
Shut up. Hey guys, Nostalgic Dan One again, and I am here with my beautiful co-host for another episode of the Press Start Podcast. This is episode 18. You know what that means. We're legal, baby. We're on the
Yay! Yeah!
We're legal in all 50 states. But anyways, I'm joined, like I said, with two wonderful co-hosts, like always. Clive, aka Quick Freeze. How are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Pretty good. Tired, but pretty good. And, of course, Grimace, a.k.a. Mr. Enthusiastic, a.k.a. MrTechnoSqueek. How are you tonight?
Oh, pretty good. Finally having some cable internet.
Yeah, that's no joke. That's no editing right there. That's like he's actually responding with to us. I'm happy for Techno. No lag.
Seriously, you guys, before this episode, we had to wait 10 seconds for Techno to answer because he had so bad of a lag.
I'm happy for him. And
Me too, man.
And we are joined by a guest tonight. Our guest is Eric, a.k.a. Project Reality 64 on YouTube. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us about your YouTube channel?
Hey guys, I'm really excited to be on the Press Start podcast. My channel is just pretty much like everyone else's. I do pickups, I do comparisons of like the old gen, like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. I usually compare two ports of the same game, stuff like that. I sometimes go to like flea markets and video game stores and do some recording there and interview the guys who own it and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a pretty generic one, but people seem to like it.
Yeah, definitely.
So is your favorite system the 64, since you got that in your name?
Yes, you got it right. Not a lot of people actually know that was the code name for it.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
In the early stages of development. I grew up, I was so infatuated with the Nintendo 64 before the launch, even when it was like Ultra 64 too. I got my dad to drive me to a different town, which is about 45 minutes away, just to play a 5-minute demo of Mario 64.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite game for it?
Oh, there's so many that are in comparison, but I think like my top game would have to be Banjo-Kazooie. Even though I loved Mario 64, I think Banjo-Kazooie just excels at everything in that game. I put over 40 hours into it.
That's a great game, yeah.
Yeah. I've never played the second one, though.
Me neither.
I think I'm going to buy that in the... I actually have a full copy of it. I think I'm going to buy it for the Xbox Live Arcade and give it a shot.
Yeah. Have you played like the new ones for Xbox 360?
I have Nuts and Bolts. I haven't played it, but it doesn't look good. It's not like a true platformer.
Yeah.
Which kind of upsets me.
Isn't it more like a racing game than anything else?
It's more like something like that, but you get to create your own vehicles with the parts you find.
Oh. I never played it, so...
The only reason I got it was because it was $7, so...
Can't beat that.
Yeah, you can't.
Now there's like a lot of different colors for the Nintendo 64. Like, do you have more than one system, or?
I actually only have the original black one that I saved up for like an entire year when I was a child for it. But eventually I'm going to try to get all the colors, but I want to get them boxed. And if you want to find any of those, it gets pretty expensive. You're looking at about $80 for a color. And then there's
I can imagine.
Then there's the gold one, which would probably be the first one I'm going to get.
I actually had that gold one. I don't have it anymore, though.
Why did you get rid of it?
You know what? I don't even know how or why I got rid of it, but I remember getting it. I got it for my birthday, and that's the one that came with the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't know how or why I got rid of it, but I no longer have it.
It was such a sexy looking console, that gold one.
Yeah, it's crazy all the, like, I mean, there's never really been a system like the 64 that's had so much variety in colors. Like, it's insane.
I think the Game Boy had
Yeah, the
some of them
original.
too. Yeah.
Like the Game Boy Color and stuff like that.
Now everything's either black or white.
I know, now there's like really no choice. It's like whatever the default is.
I want my salmon colored PS3.
I want a gold PS3.
That should be pretty cool.
Yeah, there actually is one. It's like
Are you serious?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
called
there
the
is.
Nino Kuni PS3. And it's like a, not like a super bright, like shiny gold, but it's kind of like a tan beige kind of light gold. It's actually really nice.
Wow. I actually, I have like the first versions of my Xbox and my PS3, and I want to get a newer Xbox. I want to get the Slim, but I want to wait for that Star Wars one because that looks so damn cool. I just don't know when it's coming out.
Was that supposed to be bundled with something, or?
Yeah, you get the Kinect and you get that new Star Wars game. I don't care about that. I just want the R2D2 looking controller with sound effect, or the console with the sound effects, and the C-3PO colored controller.
Yeah. It probably comes out whenever that game's released, which I don't know when.
I just hope it doesn't sell quickly.
I don't know, it might be like a limited run or something.
Oh God, no more lines.
No, but what is it? The 64? It was kind of like innovative too. Didn't it have like? Wasn't it the first system to have like the analog stick in the middle?
I think so. I know there was some like there was other controllers that almost mimicked like an analog controller. Like I think the Atari 5200 was analog,
Oh, okay. No,
but
I
this
just
was
remember.
like true. It was like a true 360 analog degree controller. It was, and then I think they were the first with a rumble pack too.
Yeah, with the Star Fox package with Star Fox.
Oh man, the first time I put that in, it blew my mind. I was like, I don't know why. I was just rumbling a controller, but like at certain points in the game, I was like, this is insane. I feel like I'm part of the game.
No, there's another thing that was cool is the Pokemon Stadium that came with the transfer pack. That thing was pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, you can bring your Pokemon over.
Yeah, from the Game
The
Boy.
Game Boy?
Yeah. Then it had the expansion pack with the Donkey Kong.
Yeah, the 4 meg expansion. Apparently, it was supposed to make games up the resolution to like 640 by 480.
Yeah.
But if you actually really compare it to like on an LCD today, you don't really see anything. You see a little bit of clarity with a CRT, but it wasn't really worth it. I bought it right away.
Oh yeah, me too. But yeah, there was some games you couldn't even like play without it. Like Perfect Dark, you really couldn't play unless you had it.
Yeah, I think you could only play like some things though.
Yeah, it was like, wasn't it? You could only play like 15% of the game unless you had it, and then you could play the whole thing.
I feel sorry for that one kid who didn't know. He bought the game. He's like, this game sucks.
Or the game cuts off at a random point. It's like, now put in the expansion to continue.
Just imagine if they did that now. Like, you're playing a game, you're like right to the mid-boss, and it like cuts you off, and it's like, hey, if you want to fight this boss, it's $3.
Aren't they doing it now with DLC?
That's what
Oh yeah,
this
pretty
is.
much, yeah. Some games won't even finish the full story without the DLC.
But like, what is it? People sell discs that way, man. You can buy like RPGs like one disc at a time.
Yeah, oh god, that annoys me.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen someone do that.
I see it everyone do that. Like, one of the most infamous examples is when I was trying to get a copy of Lost Odyssey, and I was trying to get it complete, but that's a 4-disc game on the Xbox 360, and I went on eBay and everyone's selling like disc 1, disc 2, disc 3, disc 4, they're all separately for like $5 a piece.
So what, are they playing some of the game, they finish the disc, like, I might as well sell it now, move on to disc 2.
Sell it separately, it's weird. They do that for like every RPG, like even PlayStation 1 RPGs. It's annoying.
Wow, that really sucks.
I can't imagine even buying that thing. Like, Well, you disc 1 you get the case, and then disc 2 you just get it in like a sleeve or something.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't know.
some of them, they don't even give you the case. They just like disc only for like all of them.
That was a good game too with Lost Odyssey. That was a great game.
Still need to play it.
Oh, you gotta play that, dude. That's like the best. Pretty much, yeah, definitely the best RPG I played on the Xbox.
Not for
Yeah,
me.
I've heard it's
Well-
really it's underrated.
Yeah, it is.
It's really, it's basically what Final Fantasy 12 should have been.
13.
No, not 13, 12.
Well, people say it should have been. It is like Final Fantasy 13. It's like what Final Fantasy 13 should have been.
I like 13. I'll replace 12 with Lost Odyssey. So.
So I'm guessing you're getting 13-2?
Yes, day one.
I hear a lot of good stuff about it so far.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it too. So.
Yeah,
Maybe Square Enix back on track.
maybe.
So. Yeah, you're getting the collector's edition of that too, aren't you, Dan?
Yeah. I have to. I mean, just like I was a sucker right away once they announced like, it comes in this like kind of special hardbound case with like actual artwork from the artist. I'm like, oh, I gotta buy it. Like, that's just so cool. Like to display that'd be so sweet. So yeah. And then the
I think-
4 CD soundtrack, and then the kind of the hardbound like art book with all concept artwork.
I think the only thing that can make that collector's edition even better is like a statue of lightning.
That'd be sweet.
I know, right?
I want one.
That sucks though. You don't see any like. Remember in the beginning of this generation for this consoles, it was like you would get. There was always a statue in every collector's edition. Now it's just exclusive like DLC crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I know.
sucks.
I know a lot of them where they like one of the recent ones, like I bought Fate Extra limited edition on the PSP, which is exactly the same as the Japanese edition, but the Japanese edition had a statue, which was pretty sweet. So, and then no statue here.
Want
Collector's
that-
edition?
Yeah, the collector's edition. I want the Nathan Drake statue. I really do.
Nathan Drake.
Yeah, from Uncharted.
I said Deus Ex.
Oh. Well,
You
Sorry.
got confused there. I'm like, what, does he make a cameo?
no, sorry. I was talking about Uncharted. Sorry.
I actually have the collector's edition of that one.
Oh.
There's still a tons around in my town for sale for like $100. But yeah, the Deus Ex one. The weird thing was it came with the bonus soundtrack and the making of in the collection. But the weird thing was it wasn't like a separate disc. It was all on one Blu-ray. So the only way I could listen to the soundtrack is if I have an actual Blu-ray drive that I can rip it onto my PC. I can't even play it on my PS3.
Wow, that doesn't even sound cool, man.
No, it's not. I put it when I put it into my PS3. It's like put it in your Blu-ray drive to get all the cool tracks. I'm like, oh, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, there was some pretty bad editions that came out last year, like the Dark Souls limited edition, which they backtracked and like, oh, you guys are gonna get a sweet art book. Nah, it's gonna be digital. You're gonna get a sweet soundtrack. Nah, it's digital. It's like,
Yeah, that pissed me off in my Dark Souls. It's such a huge tin can for nothing.
I don't know.
And they did that with the God of War Collector's Edition too. That pissed me off.
Yeah, I can't stand like when they put like a game and it's like, oh, it's a limited edition of a game, but it's all digital content, like Battlefield 3 limited edition, where it's just a case, but it says limited edition because it's got like some vouchers that you can download or something.
Yeah, they're getting pretty chintzy with their limited editions now.
Didn't they do that with Batman Arkham City too?
Yep.
The soundtrack was digital.
Yeah.
They actually had a figurine. You can get with the first one they had a cheap Batarang, and then the second one they actually have a statue of Batman.
Yeah, I didn't pick up the collector's edition. I just got the normal one. They were actually selling the collector's edition for like $35 on the thinking Best Buy website around Christmas. I wish I picked it up.
Yeah, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
So you guys
What?
get all the awesome deals. I'm from Canada, so all those Best Buy deals, all those Amazon deals, we don't get any of that shit.
No, yeah, I heard Amazon's pretty bad in Canada.
Yeah, everything's like double the price.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know,
horrible.
I've been talking to Holly Dog of My Lens, and she's telling me all these great deals that she gets from stores. She was telling me she could get like Steel Diver for like $10 somewhere.
You know what? She doesn't actually live too far from me. We do get the odd deals. Like we just had something. We have something in Canada called Boxing Day. It's the day after Christmas, and it's like
Yeah.
our Black Friday. So we get kind of cool stuff like that. And like I picked up Sonic Generations for $20, and like Rayman Oranges for that price. So we get some good deals, but not the insane ones you guys get, like the buy one get one free or anything like that.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you get Sonic Generations for?
It was about $20.
I mean, and like the system. I mean.
Oh, for PS3. I mostly play on PS3. I have my Xbox just for the exclusives, but I have like 120 retail PS3 games.
Wow, you and I are like total opposite.
No,
I got the PS3 just for the exclusives.
Yeah, I'm the same with Clive. Like, I have an insane amount of 360 games, and my PS3 is like all exclusives.
Yeah, I'm trying to grow my collection for the 360. It's just I've had such bad luck with my Xbox. I went through about 4 of them, and I just went through 2 network adapters, and I'm just so nervous to touch the damn thing. So I love their exclusives, but like most of my friends play PS3, and I just prefer the system. I just think overall it's a better system. But I'm not going to get into that debate.
No, it's I would say the same thing about the Xbox, but you know, people like different things.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I would say the same thing. Like, I can't stand the PS3 user interface, personally. Like, I think it's just, like, too bland, and then, like, the 360 is all colorful and pretty, and I
Yeah,
like
we have
that.
to go through like 6 pages of ads.
Well, now you do.
Yeah, now you do. Yeah.
That's why I said, like, oh, I haven't mentioned it, but the biggest thing that, like, annoys me about their new update is that on the first page that the ad's the biggest thing. It's like, shouldn't the game be the biggest image there? Like, that pissed me off. Like, the game's a little tiny square on the side. Like, that pissed me off. The ad should be a little tiny square on the side, not the, like, game.
Yeah, I like the old Blade dashboard they had, because right away you have it tells you right where your game is, and you're right in the game section. Now it's like the 4th page to go into your games.
Yeah.
It's really weird, but
Yeah, I remember that old dashboard. I still have my original 360 from years ago.
you're 20 gig.
No, it's a 60 gig.
Oh, I have a 20 gig, which actually comes with 13 gigs, but
Yeah, I think it was the reason it's lasted so long is because it was supposed to be the model where they supposedly fixed the red ring of death. So
oh yeah, the Falcon chip.
yeah,
Yeah.
so mine's been running strong for almost, I want to say 3-4 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, I have it in horizontal condition, like position, if that makes any difference, which I think it does actually. Like,
Yeah, that's how mine is too.
Like, depending, I heard, like, if you put it in vertical, like, it kind of dies out faster for some reason.
That's weird.
I think it's due to, like a system that heavy, a system that big. I think it was designed to be laid horizontally, and I just think vertically, gravity kind of takes its place after a while.
Yeah. Well, when I get this new one, I'll probably play it a lot more, because then I don't have to worry.
Yeah, well, that new one should be no problem.
They look sweet too, the newer models.
Yeah.
Techno, what do you prefer, man? Xbox or PS3?
PS3.
Yep.
PS3.
Ah.
Why?
I was mostly a 360 guy, but that's when the PS3 was fucking god-awfully expensive. I got a PS3 like 2 Christmases ago, I think, and it was from Walmart, and it came with Arkham Asylum, The Dark Knight, and Infamous 1.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a good game.
Yeah.
See, I waited 18 hours in line to get my PS3. And I had a broken leg too during that time, so it wasn't fun.
Jeez.
And I waited 18 hours. This is when I was in college. I skipped class. I drove everywhere around 2:00 p.m. to look for to get in line for a PS3, and everywhere there was like huge lines. Future Shop, the Best Buys. They had these gigantic lines that people were camping out the night before. So I'm like, shit, man, there's no way I'm gonna get a PS3 now. I go to this place, it's called Zehrs in Canada, and it's like just a grocery store. They have a small little electronics department. I asked these guys, "Are you getting a PS3?" They're like, "Yes, we're getting 7." I called 3 of my other friends who wanted one. We were the first ones in line, and we waited the entire day. It was insane. I'll never do that again.
And the only time I waited in line was for my Nintendo Wii.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I
Hung
don't
out at
think I've-
Walmart.
I don't think I've ever waited in line for a system.
Yeah, we actually made like my friend's girlfriend brought over a tent, and we camped out in there. And we got in a fight with a couple other guys because we were like one of these guys that waited behind us. They were like number 5 and 6 in line of the 7. They both took off for a bit to get their supplies, and we were holding their spot for them. These 2 guys in like business suits wanted a PS3, and they're like, "Where's your friends? Blah blah blah. How come they're not here?" We're like, "Oh, they're just taking a piss. They'll be right back." They waited for a bit, and then they're like, "How come they're not back?" We're like, "I don't know, man. Maybe he's doing something else." And they started yelling at us when they wanted to fight us right there. Like, dude, relax.
Fight!
First of all, you're not even prepared for this shit. You're sitting there in your suits. Where are you gonna stand in the cold all day? It's good times.
I think the only thing I waited in line for was Smash Brothers for the Wii. Waited outside GameStop with a couple friends of mine.
That's something I never done. I never waited for any game on release date or whatever.
Oh, this thing. Go ahead.
I waited for Halo 3.
Same here. But you guys never pulled like over 5-hour shift on waiting for a game or anything like that?
No, let's see.
No.
I'm trying to remember. I think we waited 2.5, 3 hours for Smash Brothers.
That's still pretty long for that game.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. All I know, it was really cold outside. It was a huge crowd. And when I finally got in the store, I was incredibly sick.
Yeah. I think I waited like 4 hours for my Wii. So, it wasn't bad. It was like the week after the Wii came out, so we found out Walmart was going to get like 30 of them like at midnight. So it was like, I think I was like 4th in line, and then eventually like the line was long, like there was 50, 60 people there. So.
See, I'm wondering now if like when the newer consoles come, like the Wii U, the new Xbox, and PS3, and the PS4, are we gonna have like crazy, insane lineups like they did before? Because like so far, I'm pretty sure a Vita's not. There's not gonna be any lines for that. The 3DS, there was more than enough going around. I'm just wondering if it's ever gonna get back to that with that much hype for a new system.
I don't think so, because like it seems like companies nowadays like to really mass produce the consoles like on launch days, so they like to have like hundreds at like every store, so like there's plentiful. You can just go there anytime and pick one up. So like the only 3DS line was the one in Nintendo World, and that was like it.
Yeah, there was not one single line around my town. So there was.
Yeah, I went to my GameStop early to pick up my 3DS, and there was just one other guy there waiting with me, and I'm like, picking up the 3DS, he's like, "Yeah, man." Okay, cool.
Cool. Number 2 in line.
See, I didn't even buy mine, dude. Some guy, I guess he got credit from like a Blockbuster, and he sold me. It was like 2 days after the 3DS came out. He sold me a 3DS with Pilot Wings for $250 even. So I was like, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Kind of a little regret it, but so far it's been pretty good. I love Mario.
Why do you regret it?
Well, in the beginning, it was just there was nothing I was really interested in. I played Pilot Wings for a bit. I kind of don't like the interface on the 3DS. It was like I don't like how the games are laid out because I have all the Ambassador games. I bought a couple games on the Virtual Console, and there was like their store wasn't up to date or wasn't ready yet for another month. It was just all this stuff was building up, and I was like, it's kind of a little pissed off. Then they dropped the price, but
Yeah, well, the first month when 3DS came out, like there was nothing to do with that console. Like the store wasn't up, the internet browser wasn't up.
Yeah.
It's like there was like hardly any good games to buy. It was rough, but now it's coming around.
Now it totally kicks ass.
Yeah, it does. I was really against the 3DS, but now it was worth the purchase.
No, so what's everyone's like favorite like 3DS like game now that it's been out for a while?
Well, spoiler for me, but yeah, I recently picked up Mario Kart 7 and I love it. It's amazing. And I guess if I had to pick an oddball one, I actually really like Ridge Racer 3D. It's a really good racer.
Nice, I got that.
Yeah. I wish it had online. That would be awesome.
Dude, that would be awesome. But,
Too bad.
yeah, I would have to go with, same as you, I would have to say Mario Kart. But I like the Street Fighter game, too.
Yeah, I just picked that up. I hope it's pretty good.
I got that on, like, I played it once and never played it again. I just,
Techno.
I don't know, fighters don't hold me long.
That was the only thing I played for, like, the first month when I had my 3DS.
Yeah, I knew that too, because it was like the only decent game, and it was the only game to have online. Pretty
Well.
much.
I'm huge into fighters, so.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I just picked up King of Fighters 13 and Street Fighter Arcade Edition, so.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got those, too. I got, Ultimate Marvel also.
I haven't got that yet. I'm a little scared to be in the Ultimate Marvels. I have MVC 2, and it's so crazy. I like more of a one-on-one situation. Like Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, one of my favorite games ever made on the Xbox Live. I played that for about 7,000 matches.
Jeez.
I was ranked I was in the top 200.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's an interesting question. Have you guys ever been, like, at the top of any leaderboards for any games? Curious.
I'm second in Mario Kart for the YouTube community.
Not
Nice.
for long. Not when I keep playing.
Dude,
I'm
we'll
taking
talk.
you guys all down.
When we get games we've been playing, you and I are talking because I want to ask you something about that thing there.
Yeah.
No, but Techno, what's your favorite 3DS game, man?
It'd have to be Mario Kart
Yay!
because I only have Street Fighter, and I had that on 360, and then I don't know where it's at. Actually, I only had the first Street Fighter 4, which sucked. I didn't like it. And I bought that Resident Evil, I forget the name of it.
Mercenaries?
Oh, the
Yeah.
piece of shit edition.
Yes.
Oh,
No.
I feel bad for you. You bought that game.
Oh, I got that game too.
You know what? I just remember my favorite 3DS game is Ocarina of Time, and I didn't even mention that for one of my favorite N64 games.
I know, I was curious. Like, I
Yes.
thought you would have brought that up.
Yeah, that's a great game. Love it.
I've been watching so much stuff on Zelda lately too, and I can't believe I overlooked that game. I probably put more hours into that than I did for my Banjo-Kazooie, but I don't know. There's so many good games for that system that I couldn't really declare a favorite, but for some reason, whenever I think of N64, I think of Banjo-Kazooie, and that's why I said it. And I like to be a little different too, because a lot of people always say that GoldenEye or Legend of Zelda or even Majora's Mask.
You.
Which they should make a 3D version of that.
Yeah, they
I
should.
gotta watch it.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a very underrated game, and they should do a 3D version of Link to the Past.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, I think we talked about this on previous podcasts about making Majora's Mask again.
I would like to see like a whole remake on the Wii U, or even on the 3DS of the original Zelda. Just like different art style, maybe do it like in a 3D perspective, just to see how it is. That'd be pretty cool.
Well, they could do that with the 3D classics on the 3DS.
I'm talking like a whole overall.
Oh,
Like
okay.
this was back in the N64 era, like use like their engine to make The Legend of Zelda the original, because that game deserves something different. A lot of
Yeah,
people,
that would be cool.
it's been re-released so many times, but a remake would be awesome.
Yeah. Kind of like what they did with the E series on PSP. Like, they just kind of visually updated the game, but they kept the gameplay, like, exactly the same. So that'd be sweet to see, like, the old original, but with a new art style.
Well, we have 3D Dot Heroes. It's pretty close enough to
Yeah, I have that.
it's pretty much Zelda.
Yeah, it's a great Zelda clone.
It is. It's almost better than some of the Zelda games out there.
CDR.
What, you telling me you didn't like those games? Those are classics.
Those are the best ones. Duh. I want a 3D remake of those.
Oh, God.
The CDI trilogy, they can call it.
But they have to keep the voice acting.
Yes. Have to keep everything the same.
Now in 1080p.
And it's still ugly.
A friend of mine has taken like clips of the cutscenes and made a little like techno like techno song out of it. Like, I wonder what Scannendor's, fucking
Dubstep remix.
It's pretty.
Everything needs a dubstep remix nowadays.
So you guys want to get into games we've been playing?
Yeah.
Sure, let's do this.
Let's start with Techno since he is now the awesome internet.
I know.
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Which one?
First one.
Nice.
Floppy disk, bitch.
That floppy.
Well, it's not floppy, but whatever. You know what I'm talking about. The Famicom disk system.
Yeah.
What else?
Are there any differences between that version and the
Yeah,
North American release? Really?
you can save.
Oh, nice.
That helps.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
pretty much the only. I think it's the only difference. And then, with 3, it had the special FM chip in it where the song sounded better.
I honestly didn't know that.
And then 4, it had like, the statues were like not.
Oh,
You
the
know,
religion references and stuff like that.
Yeah. Stuff
Yeah.
like-
I heard about 4 having that. They've taken all that out.
yeah. And 4 actually had a lot of blood in it. And
Really?
yeah. Like in the intro, where it comes up and those bats fly and it says Castlevania or whatever. There's at the beginning of it on the Japanese Super Famicom version, there's like a puddle of blood at the bottom, and then it rises up, and like you can see drips of blood coming off the title.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and and I believe they just made it for Europe, because they get shit, or they get censored so damn much. Or actually, I think it was for Germany, and then they just released it everywhere else.
Hmm.
Yeah. What other stuff was it? I've been playing some Magica on Steam. I don't know if you guys have.
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's you can play. I don't know how many people can play at the same time. I'm thinking 4, and like you're these wizards or whatever, and you cast spells and shit, and it's kind of like a beat 'em up, but you don't punch or kick, just throw spells, and you can like make your own. Like there's you can choose from rock and fire, and you can mix them together, water, ice, and whatnot. It's pretty fun.
So it's a spell 'em up?
Spell them up.
Yeah,
That was a horrible joke.
It was a funny joke.
Well, he said it's beat 'em up, but you can't punch or kick. I'm like, what kind of game is this then?
Trying to think. Oh, played some Mortal Kombat, and I figured out I suck with the controller. I need my tournament stick, which is at my grandmother's, which I haven't gotten that since, I'm about to move there pretty soon. And, yeah, I think that's it.
Alright, well, I'll go next. And last episode, we mentioned I played Uncharted. And during the New Year's break, I basically played through the entire Uncharted trilogy from the first to the third. And I must say, I am now, like, a fan of Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Like, these games were so damn good. It's like, I've said this last episode, it's just like playing a movie. And I just can't believe how great these games were. They were so beautiful. The characters were interesting. I was never bored. The only thing I did kind of appreciate as the series went on is, like, you got less and less gunfights. I kind of hated that. In the first one, there was just way too many, but, like, in the second and third, there was a lot less and more, like, platforming, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
The second one was probably the best out of the three.
You know what? I have to agree with you, because the first one was okay. The third one, the story was a little weird, but yeah, I think the second one was the best one.
Hmm.
So.
Yeah, the third one
And-
wasn't bad. It was just like those drug-inducing scenes. I think those let on a little too long.
Yeah, those were a little crazy, because, like, okay, I'm going to say a spoiler to all listeners, so if you don't want me to spoil Uncharted 3, skip ahead. But, yeah, that part at the end where, like, Sully gets shot and killed, I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay, cool, he gets killed, I can't believe they did that. And then
Yeah.
they totally stole that away, and it's like, oh, no, you were just, hallucinating because you drank the water. I'm like, seriously? Come on, man.
That would have made like the definitive game out of the series if he actually died. But I guess Naughty Dog didn't want to take the risk in case they wanted to make another Uncharted.
Yeah, which they are with the Vita, so...
Golden
Yeah,
Axe.
but that one's like it's before the first one.
Oh, is it? Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it would have been like right there. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they did this. And then after when I came back, I'm like, this game sucks.
Yeah, I like I said, I kind of wish they did kill him off, but, oh well, it doesn't really hurt the game for me, so... See, and the next... I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask, what was your favorite like moment out of the whole trilogy?
Favorite moment of the whole trilogy?
Was it like the desert scene, the train sequence?
Oh, I love that train sequence.
That
We're hanging
train
off the edge.
Hmm.
You have to climb up.
Try... You know what?
Even-
I would have to say the scenes where you were running away from those spider things.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was pretty
Because,
intense at those times.
Because it reminded me of the Mummy movie
Oh yeah,
with the scarabs.
yeah.
I would have to say those were my favorite scenes just because it reminded me of that movie so well. Like, I actually wanted to go watch The Mummy again after watching the scenes in Uncharted.
You know what's
I
funny?
like- Yeah, what?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I did the exact same thing. I actually went on Netflix and watched the first Mummy after that game.
Yeah. Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
I would have to say that's my favorite part, is just running away from the bugs and how you had to keep them away with the fire and stuff, yeah.
I really like the boat scene. Like my favorite's the train, but when the boat's sinking in part 3. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
more
that was-
spoilers.
That was crazy.
The way everything moves, they actually modeled all that water in 3D.
Are you serious? That's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane what they did. Like everything's moving at its own physics. It was supposed to. It's insane. So like when that was happening, I'm like, oh my god, like this is all going on its own. It's like most of it was scripted, but like the way the water effects were all completely like just physics driven.
I could easily see them turning this into like a feature film.
Yeah. I heard they wanted to, didn't they?
Yeah, I heard that too, but I don't know if they canceled it or still working on it or not. But
No, thank you. Just put the money towards another game.
Yeah.
It's pretty much a movie, so like, why do I need a movie?
Well, The Last of Us, that looks amazing. Have you guys seen the trailer for that?
Yeah,
No.
I'm interested in that. I brought that up last time when the games we're excited for in 2012. Because like Clive said, like once I played Uncharted, I became a big fan of Naughty Dog, so that's their next new IP.
Honestly, I think the Uncharted game for the Vita, that would make me get the Vita. Like, I think that would be my system seller. Just because what I played on the PS3.
Even though it's done by a different company, I heard a lot of good things. The website where I do my podcast, he imported a Vita and he gave it a perfect rating. He says it's everything. It's like Naughty Dog actually created the game, or maybe they worked like with them alongside.
Yeah, see right there, that would make me go out and buy a Vita because I'm really a fan of like Naughty Dog now in the Uncharted series. So
Yeah, the ratings that are out there for it, it's gotten like nothing but solid ratings, like 9.5s, 10s.
Nice. I was really worried about that game too.
Yeah, me too. I was kind of like, it could have been weird or something.
so the one what's it called? Golden Compass?
Golden
Abyss.
Yeah.
Golden Abyss. Okay, that's a sorry.
I
That's
want a
that's
Golden
a
Compass.
Golden Compass. So that's like a prequel of the trilogy.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Okay.
It's like
There's
origin
a
story.
different female character. Nate, he's a pimp. He always gets a new girl every game.
Oh, lucky guy.
I didn't want to spoil anything, so I only watched like 1 or 2 trailers. I don't want to spoil this game for me. Apparently, it's supposed to be like 12 hours long. There's over 30 chapters.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just as long as a, regular game.
I know for a handheld, that's pretty good.
See, that's what I thought about it too. I thought it was gonna be like a short game or something.
It's the longest in the series, which is it's hilarious.
I don't know.
Playing anything else, Cleva?
Yeah, I was just waiting if we were done with Uncharted talk. But, yeah, I've been playing, yesterday I was actually playing Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing with, the crew of the Cross-Platform podcast. And, yeah, I picked it up, and it's basically just like Mario Kart with Sega characters. It's a little bit faster paced than Mario Kart. So, but, I don't know, it's a good game. But I think I just gotta get used to the tracks and used to the different, because I collected all these different weapons. No idea what any of them did.
Yeah, the weapons kind of suck in that game.
Well, I don't know if they suck yet because, like I said, I just played it for about 2 hours yesterday with them, and like I collected things with like a street cone. No idea what that thing did. I collected rockets, which obviously fired at different opponents, but yeah, so I think once I play more of the tracks and more of the weapons, I would like the game more. But from what I can tell right now, it's an okay game. It's a faster-paced Mario Kart. The drifting was actually quite easier than Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I kind of found that out. But yeah, it's a good game. It looked beautiful. The announcer was cool. Said everything that I did. Like if I moved in 6th place, it said Billy Hatcher. That's the character I raced as. It's like Billy Hatcher is falling behind. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So
The online is like smooth as silk in that too, and there's so many unlockables in that game, which makes it a lot of fun.
yeah, that's what I heard too. Is the Sega points that they give you is you earn those really easily, and you can just unlock stuff right away.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's one of the like first kart racers that's actually like can compete with Mario Kart.
Yeah, like I said, I just gotta put more like time into it to learn the tracks and stuff, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah.
But the last game, just like all the other podcasts previously, I'm still playing Mario Kart. I'm about like 75 hours into this game. Like I don't know. It's I pretty much like we already said. It's the best game on the 3DS right now for me. Enough said. I've already talked about this game a lot, so much. It's a great game. So, Dan, what have you been playing?
Mario Kart.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, I probably picked up Mario Kart 7. I got it for a good price, and I love it. Like I think it's one of the better Mario Karts, the newer ones. Visually, it's one of the most like beautiful looking 3DS games. It even looks better than the Wii game. Like it just looks great. The track design is spot on. Like, and the customization's cool and all that. Even though I don't use the customization, I just kind of ride a stock ride, and I'm happy with that. But I like it. The 3D in it, I put on the 3D just when I was playing like 150cc, and I could hardly tell a difference with the 3D. Like the 3D is really weak in the game, but I hardly play with the 3D on anymore. But I got it, and then I beat like all the cups on 150cc right away, which was pretty easy. And then I actually played online for the first time. And go figure, I play online against like Cliva and Holly, you guys, and first time online I actually win the Grand Prix, so I was like, yeah.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to stop you right there because Mike, Holly, and I were actually in a Skype call when you joined that game with us, and we were trying to add you, but we were talking, the three of us, and we honestly think you were cheating.
How was that cheating? That was my first
I
time
don't know.
playing online.
I don't know what you were doing, dude. You were like racing, getting first place every single race. I'm like,
It's that Pete Dore. I just do what Pete Dore does. Honestly, you know what it is? I'm really, really good at drifting. And that's what like it's all about drifting, especially like in this one, since like the harder you drift, the like more boost you get, so I just kind of use drifting to my advantage.
yeah, you must be like the drifting master because you were just blowing us out of the water.
Well, I play a lot of racing games, mind you. Like, I'm a huge racing game fan, so I love drifting and all that. So, like, I'll drift around, like, corners that, like, you guys would kind of be scared to drift around. Like, I could just go for it. Like, I don't hold back, basically.
You say you're a racing game fan. Is that just kart racing or all racing games?
All racing games. I love racing games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to test you, but I'll take your word for it.
No, like, when I got my PS2, like, I bought nothing but racing games for it. Even though, like, everyone wanted RPGs, I was playing all the racing games on it. Like, I love Gran Turismo 4. That's one of my personal favorites.
Nice.
Forza Motorsport, stuff like that. And then the Need for Speed series when they used to be pretty good back there on, like, Underground. And
Underground was awesome.
yeah. So, I'm just a huge racing game fan in general.
Have you ever played Motor Tune Grand Prix?
I've never heard of that.
Oh.
What is that?
That's like a PS1, like Mario Kart style racing game. It's like one of the hardest racing games to ever play because when you play it on like easy, you only get like 4 tracks. But if you try to beat it on hard, it's like physically impossible. But it was a good game for its time back then. You should check out some gameplay footage. It's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not cheating. I just kick ass at drifting. You guys need to learn how to drift.
Well, wait, we drift, man. And we weren't saying you were cheating. We were just like, man, Dan is kicking our asses, and this is the first time we.
Like that was my first time playing. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go in here and get my ass kicked. Like I'm just gonna like be in fifth, but I'm like, I hope they're not holding back for me just because of the big guy. Like I'm just going all out.
No, I'll tell you right now, we were simply amazed at your Mario Kart skills. Like we were joking around. We were like, wow, Dan must have action replay.
Hacks.
But yeah, no, it was really cool racing with you. We were kind of surprised. We were like, "Is that Dan?" We're like, "Oh my God, it's Dan!"
Yeah.
So. But yeah, we were trying to add you to the Skype call.
I know I saw the call, but like I was off Skype. I didn't see it till later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But besides Mario Kart, recently, I think it was on actually This was actually the last game I played in 2011 and the first game I played in 2012 because I played it throughout New Year's. And that was Solo to Robo Red the Hunter. I finally beat the game and I put like 25 hours into it because I pretty much like almost 100% of the game. Like I played literally everything, all the quests. And I love the game. It's an amazing DS game. Like it really is the swan song for the Nintendo DS. Like visually, it's the most beautiful DS game you'll ever see on that console, and it has an amazing story to go with it. So I love that game, highly recommended for DS owners. And since I beat that, I moved on to another Bandai Namco RPG on the DS, and it's called Summon Night Twin Age, which is, kind of reminds me of Soul to Robo because like it is the same company, but it's a JRPG, but this one uses the touchscreen a lot, so like you click on the enemies to like use your attack, or you'll summon a magic and then you'll like draw a line to use the magic and stuff like that. It's actually really good, really fun, so I'm definitely enjoying that. And I also played some Midway Arcade Treasures too, which is those Midway Arcade Treasures are just awesome compilations. They're some of the best compilations you can get.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I was just playing a bunch of random games on there, like Xenophobe and stuff like that. Mortal Kombat's on there, Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, and that's awesome compilation.
Does I don't know if the compilations actually have it, but does it have that game called Badlands?
Badlands.
Do you remember seeing that?
No, I had both of them. Like I had 1 and 2, and I don't think so.
Oh man, that's one of the best games I've ever played in the arcades. It's like if you ever played Super Sprint, where it's just like
Yeah.
you can see the whole track on the screen.
I like those.
Yeah, it's like that, but with little battle cars, and then as you win your races, you get money to upgrade for like guns and stuff.
Well, it might be on the third one then if it's a racing game, because I don't have the third one. I know the third one's like an all racing game compilation.
Yeah, it's in one of those, and that's an awesome game. You have to play it, man. If you like the type of games like off road and Super Sprint.
Yeah, those are awesome.
It's like Twisted Metal in like the early '90s.
Yeah, I think that's the third one. That's which is the only one I'm missing. Yeah, so definitely have to check that out.
Nice.
And recently on the Xbox 360, I've been playing, like I wanted to get back to this game after hearing it brought up. And actually, you know, one of the live streamers that I frequently watch was like playing through the game. So I started playing Darksiders again, and it's a really good game. I don't know why I stopped. I just, like, maybe it's for the same reason I stopped in Zelda games. Like, I just lose interest after a while, 3D Zelda games like that. Which is this Darksiders is like a really, really mature and darker Zelda kind of like clone. And it's really good. I'm pretty far into it. I'm actually really close to beating it. I'm really enjoying the game. Like visually it's awesome and it's just an awesome game. And recently on the Super Nintendo, and this is kind of funny because like the reason I haven't been playing a lot of Super Nintendo is because my controllers sucked. Like I've been using the original controllers that I got with the system for like ever, and they finally like really gave out on me. Like one of the controllers you really have to press hard to go right, like really hard on the D-pad to go right, and one of them like the A button doesn't work or something. So, you know, it would actually be really painful for me to like play Super Nintendo games like for a long time. So I got like a cheap aftermarket controller, brand new, and it works perfect. So I can play Super Nintendo games comfortably, which I love. So I went back and played some Illusion of Gaia, which is an RPG that I stopped playing because, you know, I just couldn't bear my controllers anymore. But I went back to it and I beat the first dungeon on that game, and it's an awesome game. Like, it's part of that trilogy with like Terra Enigma and Soul Blazer, which are like awesome action RPG games where it's like top down and you have a sword and you just kind of run into enemies and attack them. Visually, it's an impressive looking game for the Super Nintendo. It's a lot of fun. Great RPG. It's by Enix, so you know it's quality.
Nice.
Yeah, and that's actually about it. What about you, Eric?
Oh man, I feel like Pete Dorr with all these games coming out. I just went on a tear, but nothing really that retro because right now I'm waiting for the original PS2 Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. It's like a park simulator, like theme park and stuff like that, but it's like you build your own Jurassic Park. And it's really hard to get apparently, and I can't wait till that comes in, and I'm actually picking up a reproduction cart. I'm just waiting for the guy to relist it at the price I want, and it's Star Fox 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. They actually completed the game, but they never released it. And the guy actually printed out a manual that was made online, and he has a box all ready for me that's made of like better quality than what you buy like back then. So like for a complete copy, he wants to give it to me for like $100, which is really good. So I'm waiting on those for my retro side, but currently I'm playing Sonic Generations. It's a lot of fun. You get to play like as modern Sonic and as the classic one, so you get like the 2D scrolling levels. And Sonic can only spin dash, but when you play as the modern Sonic, he can like do that boost in the air. He has this other boost where he can run a lot faster, and it's just like a reimagining of all the Genesis games, not all the Genesis games, but like a couple levels from the Genesis versions, from the Dreamcast era and the modern era, and you can play like any song you want that you unlock because there's little challenges around each level. It's really cool and a lot of replay value, and for its price, if you can get it for like $30-$20, it's well worth it. The main quest is really short because it's only 3 levels, and you only play as once is modern, once is classic through each level. And there's only 9 stages in total with 3 boss battles, so that's not long. But with all the the little challenges around, like you have to fight Metal Sonic and stuff like that, or there's something to do with Amy, you have to run around and like avoid her or something like that. There's like all these cool challenges in it that makes it a lot of fun. I'm just playing that a little bit. We got Saints Row the Third. That game is pretty crazy. I'm not even done the first act, but it's just like what everything Grand Theft Auto should have been. It's just over the top, like crazy killing, a stupid storyline, and they just give you like all these cool weapons to play around with. What else did I actually play? On the PSN side, I've been playing a lot of that Marvel Pinball. That came free with my PS Plus subscription, and they give you some really good tables. Anything by Zen, they make amazing pinball tables. And I'm not really like a huge pinball fan, but these games are really good, and they have like kind of like an auto log feature that the Need for Speed series has. When you want to play again, like so you can see your friend's scores, and it tells you when it's getting close and when you've surpassed them, and they'll send you a message telling them that you've beat their score, and that's a lot of fun. And oh yeah, I forgot Sonic CD. I've never played that back in the day, and I picked it up for $5 on the PlayStation Store. Even though I'm not a huge Sonic fan, I've been playing a lot of these games lately, and the Sonic CD is actually really, really good. But I heard you have to play it with the Japanese soundtrack because it's far better than the American one.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. So like I've been kind of busy, so I haven't been playing that too much, like that many games. But I know I've played more. I just can't remember it right now. I think Battlefield 3. I always put a little bit of time online that because I love that game. It's a lot better than Modern Warfare 3. That's just, even though I used to be like a big COD player, but I finally grown up and started playing a real man's shooter. I know a lot of people are gonna hate me for that, but it's more tactical. Like COD, you just
little 12-year-olds will hate.
Yeah, just because my last name is like, they always think I'm Mexican because of my last name, so they just like keep calling me like Beaner, and they tell me to go mow their lawn and shit like that. And these are like 12-year-old kids with their racist comments, so it just throws me out of the whole experience.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty bad on COD. Yeah, it's all I can think of right now. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time with like 40 games if I go look in my backlog. I don't want to Pete Door you guys.
Hey Dan.
Yes.
On that Midway Treasures 2,
Mm-hmm.
do you play Narc?
Yeah. I like Narc.
I love that game.
That game's awesome. It's a fun, like,
Shit out of everyone.
yeah, and you bust people for drugs and all that. It's a fun game. Yeah.
That new one they came out with on the original Xbox sucked.
Yeah, I played that too. I played it on the PS2. Those are pretty bad. A lot of those, when Midway tried to do a lot of remakes to their old games, they usually wound up pretty bad. So, want to get into news?
No.
Yeah.
No.
News.
End of the podcast.
End
That's
of the
it, that's
podcast. We're done. Good night, everyone.
We have to do questions.
All right, we can ask one question. Or we could just do news.
Do news, since you guys
All
got a
right.
lot of news.
All right, Techno, you want to take it away?
Sure, I'll take it away. All right, let me get comfortable here.
Still want to ask that one question, though.
Okay.
Get a load of this!
Phantasy Star goes casual in your browser. Dun dun dun. Alright, Phantasy Star is going social casual with the release of a browser game called Phantasy Star Internal Planets. And the gameplay is like PSO, Phantasy Star Online, where you explore planets with friends and gain EXP and gather loot and level your character. So it looks, these little screenshots I'm looking at pretty much looks like PSO, but a bit better than the original PSO. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. You won't see me for another 6 months.
Thank God.
Bye, Techno. I'll miss you.
Oh,
Is
I'm
it
just
free?
kidding.
yeah.
Nice.
I would hope to God it's free.
$5 add-ons.
Yeah, probably.
$10 hats.
Yeah, just do
It
like Team
doesn't
Fortress.
say if it's free or not.
They gotta
but
monetize it some way.
I'm guessing it's free if it's a browser game.
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Phantasy Star Facebook.
Like one of those social games like Farmville or something. But with Fantasy Star.
Oh. Are you guys fans of Shenmue?
Never played it.
Haven't played it. I need to get that. That's one of the games I need for a Dreamcast.
Oh my god!
Yeah, when I get a Dreamcast, I gotta get that game though.
Yeah. Well, Shenmue 3 isn't dead yet.
What?
What? Yeah. Fans of Sega and Yu Suzuki cult hit series Shenmue wouldn't be in the wrong for having lost faith in the idea of the third game. Well, they had a interview which you can find on YouTube. You just search Yu Suzuki interview on Shenmue, and there you go. Here is what he said. He had a interview with a fan site called Shenmue Master, and he says Shenmue's license is a IP that belongs to Sega. No shit. That's not what he said. And he's we can obtain the license from Sega. So if Sega agrees to give him the license, we may get a third game. But I wonder what console it would be on. Probably if it was a exclusive to one system, I would say PS3.
Really? I would think 360
No,
because
I would
Shenmue
think
2.
360.
Shenmue 2 was exclusive to Xbox, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would think 360.
Yeah. Fucking. I forget the guy's name.
It's kind of the same reason why Sega spoiled the original Xbox when it came out. Like there was nothing but Sega titles on the Xbox.
Because Peter Moore, yeah, that fucking bastard, didn't let us Americans have Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast. What
It's
an
true.
ass.
Nice. I hope the third one comes. Now I can look for sailors again.
Oh my goodness.
Only Shenmue fans would know that one.
I'm not a fan, but I got it.
Okay.
Hey, mister, wanna wrestle?
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Ooh. Alright. 3G Vita prices are being slashed, and this is only for Japan. Or, this is what it says for Japan. It's about, yen, dollars, or I guess it wouldn't be called dollars. Just be called yen. Yeah. After only a few weeks on the market, Vita is already seeing retailer price cuts, and it's not by Sony, it's the retailers that are doing this, so it's not Sony mandated. Still, it's very disappointing that the launch hasn't performed on the same level as the 3DS launch, currently 137,500 units behind. A launch that Nintendo itself acknowledged was underwhelming. In order to shift units around, retailers have began to knock as much as 20% off. While it doesn't make up for the monthly charges one could incur using a 3G model, it does make the price point equal to that of the Wi-Fi model. So, yeah. Any thoughts?
Oh, I have some thoughts. I'm a big advocate for the Vita. I think this thing's going to be amazing when it comes out, but it's almost expected to see that 3G version go down in price because pretty much everywhere over there is all Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You don't really need a plan. Like, even their Coke machines have Wi-Fi for free. So it's pretty much, like, expected to see a drop. And this is something new. And usually, like, we've never seen a handheld have, like a dedicated internet 3G thing for certain, like, for a small amount of what it does. Like, it's only to spot, like, people in near and to play that one augmented reality game. So I pretty much think the 3G won't be that great of a model, plus the pricing for it. Like, AT&T, charging you guys $25 for 2 gigs, which isn't too bad compared to our Canadian prices for data. Because, like, for my cell phone, for an iPhone, if you want to get 1 gig of data, you have to pay $25 a month. So to get double on a Vita to surf the web and to do, like, tweets and all that, it's pretty good over here. I don't know if your prices are different in the States. But, yeah, I don't think this is mean that the Vita is going to be doomed or anything like that. It's just, yeah, they had underwhelming sales, but if you look at the launch window, pretty much all the games are more focused on the North American side. Like, because Uncharted is a great game. That's my system seller, but in Japan, they don't really care for that. They want a Monster Hunter. They want, like, the Hot Shots Golf. They want something else that's a little more appealing to them. So I can see, like, I already expected the Vita not to do as good. Even though it's, like, if you compare the Vita's launch to the PSP, the PS2, and PS1, it's pretty much on track of how they started off.
Yeah.
So I just... Now with the internet and how everyone get these sales, people assume way too much, just like how they thought the 3DS was going to be doomed. And look how well it's doing. They thought the PS3 was going to be doomed, and it's doing fantastic. But yeah, that whole 3G thing, it's very understandable there. Even though I'm not getting that model. I don't have no need for it.
Yeah, same here. If I got one, I'd probably just get the Wi-Fi. Because I have good Wi-Fi internet, so I don't need no 3G.
Yeah, I think they're going to phase that out in about a year or two.
Yeah, probably.
Because pretty much everything is going to be 4G soon, too. So I think they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that. It's like putting a 56K modem in there now.
What else, Techno?
Right here it on 3G Vita story says there is no indication that this will affect the launch worldwide this February. But I don't think anyone's gonna buy the 3G Vita or the 3G model anyways. With, you know, I mean, 3DS just has Wi-Fi. I mean, that's all I use is Wi-Fi. Okay. Here's a little short story. Do any of you guys watch the Evo tournament every year?
I do.
I've seen it. I've seen the last one.
Yeah, I just seen the last one.
Yeah, I did too. It was the first one, and I got really pumped up watching it.
It's like the fight. It's like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you finish.
I was just gonna say it's like the fighters' Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, here is the confirmed list of the games that's going to be there. Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, version 2012, Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Soul Calibur 5, King of Fighters 13, and the good old Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
Dun dun dun.
Isn't this like the most variety of fighting games they've ever had?
I think so.
It's gonna be insane.
Well, like last year's, they had Street Fighter 4, Mortal Kombat, Marvel vs. Capcom. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. They had Tekken 6, Blaze Blue.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's it, honestly. But Tekken 6 and Blaze Blue weren't even like that popular. So it was mainly just the 3.
Yeah, that's all they were showing on Twitch TV. And I was trying to watch it. I'm really glad that King of Fighters is getting a shot. That game is actually really, really good. I wish more people bought it. I think it's only me, you, and Tim, Jumbo Junkie, that only bought the game. I don't hear anybody else talking about it. Okay, you too. Dan, you gotta buy yourself a copy.
I actually want a copy.
He's gonna. It's by Alice.
Yeah, that's part of the reason. But like, I actually like King of Fighters. Like, it's one of my personal favorite fighting game series. Ever since playing Mark of the Wolves, which I love and still hold as one of my favorite fighting games.
Have you ever played the 3D versions? Like Neo Wave?
No. Well, the last one I played was, God, I can't remember. I haven't played any of the 3D ones. It's been a while since I played like these newer King of Fighters. I played Neo Geo Battle Coliseum, which I didn't care for, but
yeah, that wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I want to see them release another Capcom versus SNK.
Yes, I would like that. That's probably, Marvel and all that is cool, but like the SNK versus Capcom was awesome.
Oh man, that would be amazing. Not this Tekken shit. Sorry, I'm not a fan of Tekken.
I've never been a fan of like Tekken either. I don't know, something about like 3D fighters in general, like, I don't know.
You know what game that didn't really get that much praise is the Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
I love that game, I have it.
Yeah, I got it too, but it doesn't seem to be holding up very well with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Does it make a good tournament fighter though?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, possibly.
I mean, they put Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I don't see why.
Yeah, it's almost just as good, yeah.
I would say just don't allow them to choose like the Giants, and then you're good. Because the Giants are kind of like cheap.
They're like the Sentinels, eh?
Yeah, like because they have the gold lights on, and then the PX-40 Vital suit from Lost Planet, and they're just really cheap. Like, cause they're really powerful. They do so much damage with one hits. Yeah.
I like to see that game at EVO.
It'd be cool if they even have just like a friendly tournament to see them play Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. But I'm assuming none of them have any like fighting sticks for the Wii.
Yeah. The only one is the actual Tatsunoko fighting stick.
Yeah, they have some like third-party one, but it was like utter crap.
Yeah, if you want a good fighting stick on the Wii, the only one to get is that Tatsunoko vs. Capcom one.
Any more stories, Techno?
Yes, I think I have 2 more.
Yay.
Yay. Alright. This one is just pretty short. The Gotham City Imposters game is not going to be released in January. It has been pushed to February. And it doesn't say, it just says February here. But I'm kind of wanting to play it, see what the hell it's like, really what it is, because I haven't really heard much on it.
It's basically gonna be Team Fortress, but your characters are gonna look like Batman and Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've actually watched live streams of it, like from, I think it was Detoid, because they had like permission to play the beta. And when I was watching it, like, because like there were, there's this kind of preconception with a beta, like people mix up what a beta is. So, like a lot of people just assume, oh, hey, we have free fun access to the game early. No, it's actually a testing segment. So, if you get in a beta, do your part and actually like take notes if like something goes wrong, like it drops connection, take notes. That's kind of what a beta for. But like
Yeah.
from what I was watching, like the game looked really buggy. Like they were finding all kinds of problems with the game. So I can understand why I got pushed back.
Yeah, I'm all for pushing back games that actually need it.
Yeah. Because if that game came out, it would come out really broken from what I've seen. Like, there was, like, multiple drop connection issues. There was party issues. There was, like, modes were popping up that weren't supposed to pop up yet, like, because it was a beta, and some like, random modes that weren't supposed to be available showed up, and it's, like, really all over the place. It was pretty broken from what I've seen, so, yeah, they need more time with that game.
Right. Last news story. This is a rumor, but the Wii U could be an e-reader. And I'm not talking about those damn cards you had to,
I like
on
that
Game
e-reader.
Boy Advance
Remember
swap
those?
to get like one little power-up or an extra level or something. But it seemed, according to a dude that knows a dude, the Wii U controller might make itself into a e-reader, since we have already seen speculation that the Wii U eShop might offer more than just games. I believe they're gonna have like some kind of Amazon thing in there or something. I'm not for sure. I mean, the tablet looks pretty, pretty decent size to, read a book. Do you have anything else on it, Clava?
No, it's basically what you already said. It's like, you could basically do everything like the Kindle Fire can do, like download books.
Yeah.
Like for a person like me, I would download like digital comic books. I assume you could probably put some like small indie games on there or something like that. So
Yeah.
I don't know that much about like the Kindle Fire or the Apple tablets or anything like that, but that's just what I get out of it.
Yeah. Well, the Kindle Fire, like the other Kindles, like before it, was only like for books, like actual books. You couldn't, do comic books or nothing. But the Kindle Fire kind of just went the way of like Apple, like an Apple iPad and the Android tabs, and where you can download little indie games and stuff. So
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
It'd be
Yeah.
really cool for that Wii U. Just say like they have Dark Souls out for it. It'd be cool if you can actually download like a strategy guide or like a wiki app right onto the screen and use it as a reference as you're playing the game.
Well, yeah, that could be an application too. It's just they're getting rid of manuals, so you could probably actually have a manual on that controller.
Yeah, that would be. So I'm guessing like they're probably gonna have like an app store then.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be more uses for this Wii U instead of putting it down and pretend you're swinging it like golf.
That's all I want to do. What else you got, Clive?
The upcoming Final Fantasy X remake is in early development, according to the updates from Square Enix producer, but he doesn't really say that much in this article. He basically just states that the game is not going to be an HD port from the PlayStation 2 title, but it's just going to be a full full-fledged remake for the PlayStation 3 and the Vita. So, not much to say about that one, but honestly, I don't care if it was a HD port or a remake. I'm gonna buy the game regardless. I don't know about you guys, but
Is that only for PS3 or is it multi-platform?
PS3 and Vita.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's kind of weird that they went with 10 when everyone's like screaming for a remake of 7. But I guess
Yeah,
it's easier.
It is with the PS2. Kind of like the same reason why all these remakes, if you notice, are all PlayStation 2 games. Like the Jack and Daxter PS2, Sly Cooper PS2. You know, it's just like, it's easier to work with PS2 because the PS1's like all kind of weird polygonal and stuff like that, so it'd be kind of hard to upscale it and update it. So it's just easier to do PS2.
Yeah, that Final Fantasy VII is never gonna get remade.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
No matter how many people wish and try.
It's, you know what? If they put all that time into making that remake, they would have made a lot more money than all these shitty games they've been putting out lately.
Yeah.
Well, what was like the last thing I heard about the Final Fantasy VII? That they said it was going to take like 10 years to make.
Yeah, because that's how hard it is to go like a HD PS1 game. It's like,
Right, but like,
it's
I
crazy.
don't think Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, like, if they started working on Final Fantasy VII when they released that trailer so long ago, you know, when it got everyone, oh my god, they're going to make Final Fantasy. If they started Final Fantasy back then, you know, Final Fantasy VII would have been out, like, by now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They've made so many games in that time span. Why would Final Fantasy VII take 10 years? All they should just use that as a guideline. They have the story already set. They have the characters done. All they have to do is just create, like, new backdrops, new characters, like, polygons and stuff like that, and they have the game. I don't see why it would take 10 years when half the work's already done.
Well, they could probably use the character models from the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's just an
I don't know. Like I said, it's probably never going to see the light of day.
Yeah, I highly doubt it.
Okay, the next story I got is, it's going to be a rumor, and God of War 4 is going to have co-op. In a PS3 magazine, it reported that the online portion of God of War 4 will feature co-op and might have Kratos' brother come back from the grave. A reliable source says the online co-op will feature Kratos and his brother Deimos, I hope I'm saying that correctly, teaming up to escape the afterlife. In the latest rumor, it brings an interesting twist with the inclusion of the online component in the largely single-player campaign. So, what do you guys think about that?
I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. This is for the new God of War?
Yeah, God of War 4.
Yeah, because I know co-op is like actually becoming a big deal. Like, some people just like to play co-op. Like, like it's fun to do co-op, and a lot of games nowadays really don't include it. So it's nice. I mean, it adds replayability too.
I love the God of War series. I just hope they give it to you as an option.
Yeah, like
And it's not like not really forced onto you. Yeah, where you're like, you know, this game would be fun, but you know, you should be doing this with co-op. And but it would be really cool to see. Like, you never really seen them together unless it was, I think, that PSP version Ghost of Sparta, where you see Deimos, and to actually play with them would be really, really cool. They have two different playstyle mechanics. And a lot of people were kind of upset with this. I know on N4G it was blowing up that people were pissed off because it might go in that direction. But I think it'd be pretty cool. It's something fresh, because God of War has been doing the same thing about 5 times now.
I'll definitely pick up God of War 4. I love the series, but the only thing that kind of bothers me about this little article is teaming up to escape from the afterlife. And like, I mean that because, like, how many times has Kratos escaped from the afterlife? Like, Hades should just like have a rotating door to hell. Like, seriously, like, isn't it true? Like, every single game, Kratos went to hell.
I think in this one, Hades is just gonna be like, fuck it, go. I'm
Yeah,
sick of trying to
exactly.
hold
Like,
you back.
there's the door here. I'm not even gonna let my dog Cerberus after you.
Here's
Just
the keys,
leave.
buddy.
Yeah, that's the only thing that just made me laugh. I'm like, oh, really? That's the whole game. He's gonna escape from the afterlife for the fourth time.
Oh man. Well, like there aren't any even gods left. He's killed them all.
I don't-
It's the new gods. I don't know.
I would actually like to see him actually die for good in this one if they make it, because, like, who can actually beat him? It'd be cool to see him actually lose.
Maybe he'll fight. Maybe he'll fight Jesus Christ.
Oh, no one can beat Jesus.
No.
Throw his sandals at him. Maybe if it was Raptor Jesus, that'd be cool.
Raptor Jesus. Okay, and the last news story I got here is for the Star Wars MMO, and BioWare explains why they are banning people. BioWare goes on record regarding a number of temporary bans being enforced on the Star Wars MMO, The Old Republic. Low-level players have found an export on the planet Elium, I hope I'm saying that right, involving some containers to loot. It is not so much that the issue that low-level players are going to this planet, because, you know, anyone could go to this planet, they're allowing, no problem. But the fact that people are exploiting it to loot these containers where, like, basically, like, these containers keep respawning and people keep getting money from these things. So, they're totally abusing that, and, you know, people are going on, like, eBay and selling, you know, like, I'll give you, like, 10,000 credits for, you know, $30. You know what I'm saying? So that's why these players are being banned off the game.
Don't they do that with a lot of MMOs?
Yeah, like every single one. Like WoW. Wow, I can't think of any MMOs right now.
Isn't there a game called something Runes or something? Or
There's RuneScape, there's
Yeah.
League of Legends, there's got Diablo 3 coming out.
Didn't they ban or like stop the whole eBay thing with WoW?
I think so.
No, now they're doing it with Star Wars.
It's kind of why I think Blizzard is actually taking that idea of like people selling it and actually creating their own marketplace for like the upcoming Diablo 3, where players I guess can sell stuff to each other and stuff. But Blizzard makes profit off it, so it's like they're doing it on eBay. We might as well get some of it.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the story. People are going to this planet, getting the easy respawning loot and selling it on eBay or other various websites and making real cash off the game.
Now, how come they just don't patch the game to prevent them to do that?
You know what? I don't know. You have to ask BioWare, but they're
Well,
banning.
Let me
if
find
they
their
catch,
email.
Yeah.
Dear
Yeah.
BioWare.
Yeah, I guess if they catch you, they give you a temporary ban, I guess. So,
Yeah.
But that's all the news I have. So
Sounds good.
Not too bad for January news.
yeah, I know. Lately, it's been a slow news last couple weeks. But I don't know. Why don't we take a break?
Why don't we?
All right, guys. We'll be right back. We're taking a break.
You know what time it is?
No. What time
What
is it?
time is it?
It's question time!
That voice can break glass. Alright guys, yes, it is that time of the podcast where we get questions from our fellow listeners, and we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions, and let's just get started. First question is from Tempest Uchiha, and he actually asked 4 questions, 1 for each of us. So we'll start with Techno. his question for Techno is, what is your favorite Sonic level?
Slime Battery Zone, bitches.
There you go.
Yeah.
For for Dan, he asks, what is your favorite Tales of character?
You're low. Done.
What game is that from?
Tales of Vesperia. It's the
Okay.
main hero.
Okay, and my question is, what is your favorite Mega Man level? And I'm going to say 2, because I can't think of which one's better. The Cut Man level from Mega Man 1, and the Metal Man level from Mega Man 2.
Nice.
Nice.
What about the Wily Stage 1 with the dragon?
You know what? I was thinking that, but the dragon pissed me off a lot. It really did, because I kept falling off those stupid squares.
Mega
So,
Man 2 is the best out of the whole series.
It's my favorite game of all time. Hands down. I'll never get tired of stop playing it. And the question for our guest is, he asked, what is your favorite food?
My favorite food? Oh, shit.
It's shit, really?
Shit with a little bit of corn in it, you know.
Little
Always makes a
salt.
good meal.
Nice.
That's hard to say, man. You know what? I'm gonna go with crazy fries.
Crazy.
It's we have a food chain down here called Fast Eddie's, and they make these things called crazy fries. It's basically poutine, but they use like a different kind of beef gravy, and it's awesome.
Why don't you explain what poutine is?
Yeah.
Poutine is a Canadian delicacy. You take French fries, you get some cheese curds, and some beef gravy. You cook that shit up, mix it all together, and it's great.
Mm,
But you have to have the authentic kind. They talk about this all the time on All Gen Gamers.
yeah. I want some poutine.
It's probably the only thing good that comes out of Canada.
And ketchup, please.
Ketchup,
Yeah.
yes. You know what? Ketchup chips is the best right there.
I want to try those so bad.
Me too.
It's like so weird. We have every other kind of combination of chips you can imagine, except for ketchup.
If you guys send me your addresses, I'll send you a bag.
Sweet.
You're lying.
I would do a live taste test video.
Trust me, you'll get addicted. You'll probably move down here.
It's like I gotta
Or
go.
up here, sorry.
I gotta go to Canada now. It's like you're smuggling ketchup Lay's. It's like, what do you got in the back of that van there? Oh, don't look back there. Don't look back there. It's just a bunch of ketchup Lay's.
So your answer? Poutine?
Poutine mixed with ketchup chips.
Mm.
Nice.
So,
Alright, our next question is from Justin Washburn, and he asks, Are you guys a fan of Jack and Daxter?
Hell yeah.
Hold on. Let me finish. I love Jack and Daxter. Jack and Daxter
Really?
is my favorite PS2 series ever.
Even the racing game?
What?
They made a racing game?
yeah, they did.
Yeah. Jack X.
Oh, okay, I remember now, yeah.
Yeah. And, I have all 3 of the, trilogy or whatever, and I'm still buying the HD collection when it comes out. And I'm going to shit my pants everywhere because I'm like, yeah!
I wouldn't want to see that.
So, when you unwrap it, shit's literally gonna fly out of your pants when you put that game in. You better eat light that day, Techno.
Yeah. Dude, I shit my pants whenever I first played BioShock. I was like, oh my god, it's so good.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, that Jack and Dexter series is just simply amazing. Like, the first one just blew my mind because it was like an open world game and there was no loading and it had like amazing graphics at the time. Like, it got me hooked. The second one I didn't like too much, but then I got my love back for it in the third. Even though I don't remember them too much, I mostly remember the first one, a little of the second. But yeah, that and the Ratchet series were both excellent games in the PS2.
For me, I only owned the first game, Actually, no. I own the first game and Daxter for the PSP, and I've only put about maybe an hour and a half gameplay into both games.
Yeah, for me, I own Jax 3 because I got it for free. But it's like I don't want to play it until I play like 1 and 2, so yeah.
You guys are missing out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I really just have no desire to play the games. I have them, but I just don't want to play them.
Daxter comes like in the middle of 2 whenever Jack is caught at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There you go.
So we got two people who don't care and 2 people who love the series. So. All right, and our next question is from Ben, and he asks, Darkness 2, buy it, borrow it, or break it?
Let's see. Buy it when it's $20.
Never played it. Played the first one.
For me, it's definitely a buy, because I love the first one. I thought it was a great game. It was like the first-person shooter I played on the Xbox 360, so I'm definitely getting number 2. What about you, Eric?
I got to as far as sitting down with your girlfriend watching TV with the first one. And that's pretty much it. But I saw some gameplay of the second one. I like the new art style they're going with. And I like how it's like quad wielding now instead of changing, going between your, I guess, those demons and your guns. And the game looks like it's not so redundant by turning off all the lights, which made the first one kind of a little annoying. So I'm gonna have to hold off and wait, maybe till it's a little bit cheaper, because I'm not really hyped for it, but it does look really good.
Did you know that that scene where you actually sit down with your girlfriend to watch that movie? Did you know you could actually watch that entire movie?
Really?
You really can. If you turn the camera around till it faces the TV, you can watch that entire movie in the game.
Was it like an Easter egg? Is it like a known movie or anything like that?
Oh yeah, it's a real movie.
Oh, cool.
I can't think of the name of the movie right now. Maybe if the listeners know, they can leave a comment below or email us or whatever. But yeah, you could watch the entire movie.
As long as it's not Twilight, I'll watch it.
No, it's some black and white movie. That's all I know. But yeah. But our next question is from Mikey's Monarch, and he asks, favorite PS2 game that everyone else hates?
I got it. For me, I think it's Advanced Vision on the PS2. This was a really early PS2 game made by Sony too, but it came out really early and it was like a puzzle game involving fireworks, which sounds like really weird, but like everyone hates the game. They seem to like hate it, but if you played I think it's like Boom Boom Rocket on the new Xbox Live Arcade, it's similar to that. Yeah, so it's similar to that where you chain together combos with similar color fireworks and you have to detonate them with one button. And it's actually really fun and addictive. It's really simple, but it's an addictive puzzle game, so I like it, but a lot of people don't. So, what about you guys?
Trying to think of one.
Techno, you have any?
I can't think of one.
I have three. Oh no, go ahead.
Alright,
Go ahead.
Go for it. Well, I don't know if people hate this game or people just don't know about it, but I would have to go with the Power Rangers Super Legends 15th Anniversary.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's very obscure. People don't really know anything about it. They have they also have the version for the DS. Basically, what it is, it's kind of like a fan service game for Power Ranger fans, where they took different Power Rangers from the different series, the different eras, and kind of meshed them all together in one gigantic story of time travel and space travel, where this ultimate Power Ranger brings together all force of different Power Rangers from different generations to fight different enemies from the different series. So basically, it's like it's a fan service game for Power Rangers, for Power Ranger fans. So it's not very good. It's kind of boring, but I did enjoy it, and I actually have it for the PS2 and the DS. So
What kind of game is it? Like a 2D brawler or a 3D brawler?
no, it's like 2D side scroller platformer game for the PS2, and then for the DS it's the same thing, but then you got these vertical shooter levels where
That
you're
sounds
actually
pretty cool.
it's like I said, if you're a Power Rangers fan, you'll enjoy it, but if you're not, you're gonna not you're not gonna care for it. So
I've never heard of it. I'm gonna check it out.
what are you guys? You can think of anything?
I came up with three. There was one I actually liked. I don't remember too much about it, but I remember enjoyed playing it a long time ago. It was a launch title for the PS2, and it was The Bouncer.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
it's a good one.
Yeah, a lot of people hated it, but I liked how it was short and how you can keep replaying the missions. And I think like you level up or you gain new abilities as you play on. I don't remember too much about it, but I had a blast playing it. Well, there wasn't much when the PS2 first came out, so maybe that's why I liked it. Another one was The Simpsons Hit and Run. Like, I'm a huge Simpsons fan, and this one was basically like Grand Theft Auto meets The Simpsons. And you get to go around the entire city of Springfield. And surprisingly, a lot of people didn't like it, but I found it awesome. Like, it had all the original voice actors. It was actually really funny. It just had some redundant missions, but it had a ton of collectibles and a lot of like Easter eggs if you're a Simpsons fan. So like I fell in love with this game when it came out. Have any of you guys played that?
No, but I've seen gameplay.
Yeah.
It was really cool. And the last one is I forget the name, but it was a 3D. There was a couple 3D Street Fighters on the PS2, and for some reason everybody hate how it played, but for some reason I loved it.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it was the EX series, EX Alpha 2 or something like that.
Wasn't that the first Street Fighter that hit the system?
I think so. It played, surprisingly, it played a lot like Street Fighter 4, but yet you can have like 4 players all at once on the screen and stuff. And I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that fighting game.
What about you, Techno?
I can't think of one that I played. Like, I usually had, the ones that most people liked, like the Grand Theft Auto series.
Well, why don't you just mention one you really liked then?
I really, Jack and Daxter.
Well, that was easy.
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. Played the shit out of that. Still do. Yeah. That's it for me.
Alright, and our last question comes from Gamester81, and he asks, what is your thoughts on the Vita?
Talked about this a lot.
Yeah. For me, I don't plan on buying it day one. I probably won't pick it up for a while, but the only game I am looking forward to, or for the Vita, is the Uncharted. That's the only game I'm looking forward to it right now. So, but I probably won't pick it up day one.
Yeah. Like, I'm really interested in the PS Vita, actually. Like, I know eventually I'm definitely going to own one because, like I mentioned this before, like, companies like Xseed and all that are already showing that they're continuing their support over to the PS Vita. Like, these companies spoiled the PSP, so they're making a lot of new games for the PS Vita, which I'm going to want those eventually. And for a launch title, if I had to be like, if there was one game to make me buy the system, it would actually be that Gravity Rush game.
Yeah, that
It's
game was awesome.
Yeah, I've seen gameplay, and that game looks amazing. Like, I would definitely want a system for that.
That was actually supposed to be in launch window, and they pushed it up to be an actual launch title. So.
Yeah, that's solid. That's awesome. Yeah, so I just think for right now, it's like something about the price. Like I'm just waiting for a price drop, and then maybe I'd get it. You know, it's a cool little system. It's going to have a lot of potential, and you know, if it builds a library close to the PSP, it's going to be pretty awesome. So, you know.
Yeah, I'm surprised you actually said that. A lot of people shit on the PSP, but I think it's really underrated.
I love
system.
the PSP. That's why I had to buy one. And now it's funny. Like I just bought the PSP in August. I already have like 18 games for it, and a lot of quality titles.
Yeah, it's an RPG powerhouse.
It really is. That's why I had to own it.
Yeah, and they have some. I can see why people would bash on it because a lot of them were ports, and that's what I'm hoping they don't do with the Vita. But I'm definitely picking one up day one. I might get the I forget the name of the edition, but you get it a week early, and it comes with little deviants.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm picking it up is because this is the biggest launch I've ever seen with like over 25 games. A lot of games for the launch window, like it's the biggest ever. And a lot of the games are going to be, like, they're unique to it. Like, they're not just ports. I know there's going to be the FIFA and there's going to be the Marvel vs. Capcom, but there's a lot of already exclusive games for it, which is going to be really, really cool. And the thing that really kind of was making me nervous was the price when it was coming out. Not for the system, but for the games. Because I heard it was going to be from $5 to $50. And when I looked at the release list that GameStop posted, most of the games are $29, which is a lot cheaper than I expected. The only one that's $49 is Uncharted, and given I can see where it's justified there because you're going to have a 10 to 12 hour experience with it, so I'm happy to pay $50 for that. But there's only like a couple titles that are priced at $39, and the rest are actually priced at $29. So I guess they're trying to make it a little easier for you since they have kind of expensive memory cards for it.
You know, the other thing I'm thinking about is, and the reason why I'm not picking up day one is, I kind of think that some of these games for the Vita might be just ported to the PS3.
Maybe, but not for a while. Because
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe like a year after it's released. Yeah, maybe.
I can understand there, but they're really pushing this Vita, and it's pretty much a console experience in your hands. So I don't know, like with the PS3 almost out of its life cycle, there could be a chance, but I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see in a while. Eh?
Techno, what are your thoughts about the Vita, man?
Oh man. Well, at first, whenever they announced it, and so far, I was not wanting to get a Vita because it cost too damn much, and with the memory cards or whatever they are calling them now was it way overpriced, and I think they've cut the cost on those. So I'll probably be getting one. Hopefully not when it launches, because sometimes I have the whole I want to be the kid on the street or the guy on the street that has all the new shit. But yeah, because that's what happened with me on the 3DS. Like came out, and then like during that week after it came out, I was like, fuck it, I'll go get me a 3DS because I had the money. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see after that 3DS launch, a lot of people are probably very skeptical on it. But for a price drop, for what it has built into it, a quad core with 512 of RAM and everything, I think it's priced pretty good at $250. I highly recommend just the Wi-Fi version. I wouldn't go with the 3G. It's pretty much pointless.
I wasn't going to get the 3G.
And you can turn your phones into like hotspots anyways, so it's pretty much it's a waste of extra $50. Some good questions.
Yeah, that's all. That's all the questions we have. So
So that pretty much concludes episode 18 of the Press Start podcast. And first, I would like to thank our guest, Eric, from Project Reality 64, for joining us tonight.
Man, it was my pleasure. I had fun here.
Yep, it's definitely a blast. And I'd like to thank my co-hosts, of course, because I wouldn't be able to do this without them. Another great episode.
thank you.
Yeah.
So, Eric, why don't you just plug your YouTube channel one more time?
Yeah, I actually have two plugs if you don't mind.
Yeah,
That's
go
okay. Oh, thanks. Yeah, you can see all my videos at Project Reality 64. I have a wide range variety of stuff I cover. If anyone has any recommendations, I'd like to take that too. Finally showed my face in the first video. I was gonna wait till 1,000, but it took too damn long, and I got frustrated holding the camera the other way. And also, I'm part of a podcast by PlayStationLifestyle.net, and you can find us on iTunes on PlayStation Podcast Cross Game Chat. It's pretty good bunch of guys there. We shoot the shit. We talk a little stuff about PlayStation. We have one guy named Cam who just complains about everything, especially with Square Enix. He's using RPGs, but he hates everything lately that Square is doing, so it's fun to hear him rant. And yeah, we have a good time.
Where can our fine listeners find you, Dan?
Our listeners can find me at youtube.com/nostalgicdan1. You'll find all of my latest videos. I cover a wide range of videos. I'm really random, so definitely check me out there. I also have a Twitter page, which I do update a lot with gaming-related stuff, and that's Nostalgic Dan on Twitter. I have a Facebook page. If you search Nostalgic Dan, you can like my Facebook page there, which I do update pretty regularly. And you can also follow me on twitch.tv/nostalgicdan, where you can watch me play some random games and just come in and chat with some awesome gamers and have a good fun time. So that is where our listeners can find me. What about you, Clive?
Well, they can find me on YouTube as QuickFreeze4, and that's the number 4. You could also find me on Facebook. If you search for Quick Freeze's Game Room, you can like me on there. I do updates on my videos and, what we're doing for the Press Start podcast. So, yeah, that's where you can find me. What about you, Techno? Where can they find you?
Well, they can find me at youtube.com/MrTechnoSqueek. It's 2 E's, not E and an A, like most people would think. And I'm on Twitter. It's same thing. So yeah, if you want to follow me there, you can. That's it for me.
Sweet. And for you guys listening to this podcast, obviously you could find us on YouTube as Press Start Pod. You can find us on iTunes if you search for Press Start Podcast. And you can find us on the AverageGamershow.com. We have episodes on there put up by Cody, Don Raiden, and you can actually listen to them there, or you can download them as well. And if you guys have any future questions for any future episodes, you can email us at pressstartpod@gmail.com, and we will answer them for the next available episode. Alright guys, well like Dan said before, that's it. That's episode 18, so thank you everyone for listening. It was fun.
Yes, always.
It was.
So everyone say bye. Bye guys.
Bye.
See you later.
Techno, I'm proud of you, man.
Hours. Activate. Warm up.